Do you remember there was a prophetess by the name of Deborah, right? And what we finished there, I want to tie to you to the first, to start with the story of Mount Tabor in the Old Testament, and then to continue on with why we are here, as the traditional site of the Transfiguration. And this is a very, very important site. You can see the church. The church is fairly new church, but the base of the church is from back 1,500 years ago, during the Byzantine period where Christianity became the official religion right here. This was a major church. So traditionally, this is the site, although we have other suggestions to the site of the Transfiguration. Let's open the Bible now. Book of Judges. We will start with Book of Judges and then continue with Matthew. Book of Judges, chapter 4 and verse 4. Chapter 4, verse 4 to 10. 4 to 10. Who would like to share with us?
Judges chapter 4 from 4 to 10. Now Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidot, was judging Israel at that time. And she would sit under the palm tree of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in the mountains of Ephraim. And the children of Israel came up to her for judgment. Then she sent and called for Barak, the son of Abinoam, from Kedesh in Naphtali, and said to him, Has not the Lord God of Israel commanded, Go and deploy troops at Mount Tabor?
Stop for where are we right now? Welcome to Mount Tabor. We started with Hatzor, Tabor right here, yes.
Take with you 10,000 men of the sons of Naphtali and of the sons of Zebulun.
Hold on. Did we relate to those two tribes, the sons of Naphtali, right? Yes. Naphtali and Zebulun, the great light? Yes. Excellent, let's continue.
And against you I will deploy Sisera, the commander of Jabin's army, with his chariots and his multitude at the river Kishon, and I will deliver him into your hand. And Barak said to her, If you will go with me, then I will go. But if you will not go with me, I will not go. So she said, I will surely go with you. Nevertheless, there will be no glory for you in the journey you are taking. For the Lord will sell Sisera into the hand of a woman. Then Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kedesh. And Barak called Zebulun and Naphtali to Kedesh. He went up with 10,000 men under his command, and Deborah went up
with him. So usually in the army, is the leader is the first one who go into the battle. This is exactly the raw example of a prophetess, Deborah. And Barak said, hey, come on, I don't want to go alone, right? Yeah. Maybe I have the physical, but I need the spiritual assistance, the spiritual connection. And this is exactly the story. Tie the physical with the spiritual, the story of Deborah that happened right here on Mount Tabor. We know that, and I want to put it aside now and to go to the main reason why we are here. Let's turn the Bible to book of Matthew chapter 17. Matthew 17. Matthew 17, 1 to 13. 1 to 13. I want to remind you two things. We already spoke about Elijah, right? Elijah, what is a representation of what? Elijah represents the prophets. Moses represents the laws. The laws and the prophets comes into one thing. Second thing, I want you to be aware what is the role of Elijah. At the end of what we are about to read, what is the role of Elijah? Let's read it. Connie, can you share it? And it comes right after the confession of Peter, right? Right? chapter 16 tells us 6 days later of the confession. Confession happened up in the north, in a place that called Caesarea Philippi. We had been very close. We didn't walk there. It's a pagan place, and it's many pagan temples. It's a pagan place. We didn't go there this time. But 6 days later, this is exactly a walking distance of 3, 4, even 5 and 6 days from Caesarea Philippi right to here. So, Connie, yes.
Matthew chapter 17 from verse 1. Now after 6 days, Jesus took Peter, James, and John, his brother, led them up on a high mountain by themselves, and he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as the light. And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, talking with him. Then Peter answered and said to Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you wish, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. While he was still speaking, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and suddenly a voice came out of the cloud saying, This is my beloved Son, in whom I'm well pleased. Hear him. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their faces and were greatly afraid. But Jesus came and touched them and said, Arise, and do not be afraid. When they had lifted up their eyes and saw no one but Jesus only, now as they came down from the mountain, Jesus commanded them, saying, Tell the vision to no one until the Son of Man is risen from the dead. And his disciples asked him, saying, Why then do the scribes say that Elijah must come first? Jesus answered and said to them, Indeed, Elijah is coming first, and will restore all things. But I say to you that Elijah has come already, and they did not know him, but did to him whatever they wished. Likewise, the Son of Man is also about to suffer at their hands. Then the disciples understood that he spoke to them of John the Baptist.
Thank you very much. Do you see the role of John the Baptist? Of course, it's based on the role of Elijah. In many cases, it's what we spoke already, that Elijah, with many of the local Jews, that they believe that Elijah will come. And so we know that John the Baptist was Elijah. And he was the one that preceded and forerunner before the Messiah. So we know that exactly how it's written in the scriptures. Now, what is the takeaway that I can take? With a transfiguration, I think leave enough space in life that we will have a change. Transfiguration is the change. He was showing like a light, the light shone like him, like Moses on Mount Sinai. Leave enough space in our life to make the changes. We need to have this space in time, in our life. If we are working all the days, if we all the time meditate, thinking about money, about existence, what is the space in our life that we will have this time to change, to move on, to shine, to build the connection? This is for me a takeaway as well. Do not all the time work. Leave the time for the prayers. Leave the time for your building, my building of a personal connection to God. This is the takeaway that I can take right from here, from the Transfiguration.